Just give me the alphabet. Tell me what you had for breakfast today.
The alphabet, just for volume testing. I actually didn't even eat breakfast. I just kind of ate when I got here, so there was no real breakfast on that at all.
Did you hit the food trucks?
No, I didn't. I've not eaten anything but some trail mix today, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
My friend bought some fried Oreos. Did you want one of them?
I'm all right.
Those are awful to know they exist.
No, I know.
And they're
absolutely.
mint Oreos on top of all that.
Oh wow! All right.
So, hey, we're here with Dan Smith. That's his actual name. He's not in witness protection. He's one of the developers that were here at the first Hamilton Game Festival 2019. I've seen the table that you've been running, and it's an RPG game, and it's always packed, and everybody's always playing. So I have not even had a chance to get into it with running some of my stuff. But first off and foremost, who are you?
Well, obviously Daniel Smith. Nothing really crazy from background than that. Just average Joe. Just really loves D&D. I've been kind of fascinated with a more modern feel on the D&D space.
Yeah, I've seen that with that. Yeah.
Just D&D's been a huge part of my growing up since I was about 15, 14. And that was 16 some years now. And
oh, sorry, Jesse.
Get them to move.
Sorry, I was like trying to be like all discreet, like, hey, dude. But I'm sitting there snapping down by. I'm like, this isn't really. He's like, what are you doing, dude?
All right, what do I do here?
Cool, dude. Cool, dude.
Right.
All right, sorry.
Good shit.
We had a little. That was Jay and Cody, who Jay put this together, and Cody runs GDEX, and they were back right behind us talking because they're organizers, and they were great. Appreciate everything they've done. They just weren't good for the interview. Anyway,
they had to move on.
So where were we? You said
give a little bit of history, a little backstory of my love for D&D. It's been quite a long time that I've been playing it. I started in 3 and 3.5, so I mean it's where I got a lot of the modern feel and idea of where I needed to go with it, and there just hasn't been anything in the 5th edition space that is modern. So I kind of was messing around with a little bit of adjustment because in regular 3.5 modern, you don't have high fantasy races, you don't have like elves or even really dragons or anything other than just fighting them. So I wanted to bring more of a high fantasy,
monster.
Right? Exactly. So I wanted to bring more of a high fantasy into the modern space and actually let players play what they want to play and still be able to use modern technology, guns and the like. It's just something that I've enjoyed probably from all the movies that I've watched growing up. But yeah, that's why I decided to go this route with Treskin.
Now, I'm old, so and by that I mean the first D&D game that was available for me to play was a blue box. That was it. They didn't have anything else beyond it. So I know a little bit about 3.5. Didn't play much of that as well. And I got to see some of your games, and I like the idea that you're taking. It's like you're modding a game. So that's an interesting take. I know there's been many different mods on RPGs.
Absolutely.
But still, that's a cool approach. So, is this the only kind of game that you've developed?
This is actually the first game that I've developed. A couple of the people that we have reached out for like test groups or ideas of where this potentially project should go have given us ideas of different spaces in the Dungeons & Dragons realm, but the only thing I'm developed, and probably the only thing I'm going to develop, is D&D based content. It's just a
Laser
game.
Focus. Like I got
it's mainstream. People know what it is. Like, oh, Dungeons & Dragons. Like when I was playing it growing up, I'm like, you're a nerd, you're playing Dungeons & Dragons. Now it's like, oh, Dungeons & Dragons, cool, let's do that.
I remember that turn.
Yeah.
I remember that change. That was really
kind
cool.
of pretty drastic. Yeah, I'm like, all right, all the things I got made fun of for, now are cool.
You know, like people got beat up for it back in my day.
Absolutely.
And like now it's like, you know, I got a D20 in my pocket and everyone's like, oh, that's awesome.
You guys want to play?
I got polyhedrons on polyhedrons, son. So so what are some of the games that you really like with the role-playing thing? Are there D&D, are there any other game types?
Yeah, I do play a lot of video games, and I get a lot of like inspiration from a lot of sources, movies, TV shows, like I said, video games. So like little aspects from pretty much anything. Doesn't matter where it's coming from. Inspiration can come from literally anywhere, and you just got to pick that up and run with it. So like video games, I play a lot of those, but mainly RPG, fantasy, kind of still in the D&D space, but in video games. Right. First-person shooters, which is where the guns are coming into play for Treskin. So it's just like a mingling of like video games I like to play, movies I've watched. Not to drop any names on movies because I don't know if that's going to be an issue, but there are a few that
you
kind
are
of
wearing
fit the space.
Deadpool on
This
your
is fair.
on your shirt.
This is very fair.
I'm thinking that if there's going to be any
if there's going to be any issues, it's
Deadpool
right here.
Deadpool is not related to us
Right,
in any
absolutely.
way, shape,
No
or form.
affiliations.
I like Sony in general. They've got much deeper pockets than me. Don't sue me,
Please
son.
no. You'll get nothing. You'll get nothing from me.
I might have to digitize that in post. I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna learn that real quick.
I'll just turn my shirt around real quick.
Yeah, yeah. Please hold on for the pause for technical like. So one of the questions I've been asking, I think you already answered, but I want to give you the floor again.
Okay.
What do you feel is missing from games today?
Games today,
that you bring.
Yeah.
You will bring.
Yeah. That's like I'd mentioned. It's just a space that's not really covered. There are so many different things coming out for 5th edition. I feel like Wizards is now like, hey, we finally got another D&D setup that's not 4th. People weren't too happy with 4th. It's just got mixed reviews. So with
mixed reviews, if you consider.
The sources, absolutely. But with that being the case, it's just still not something that's in development, like the gameplay, like modern setting, or even a futuristic setting. There's just been crossovers for other games, but it's just not modern D&D. It's like offshoot space games that are in a D&D like ripoff. So
how are you getting your funding, or is there even funding?
There's no funding right now. Once we get enough of the project together and get like full revisions to a point and can start getting a hold of artists, we're looking at possibly Kickstarter or some other crowdfunding to get the funds together for full publishing, like actual hard copies of our books, not just digital, paying for the artists, paying for... Binding of books is actually rather expensive. We've looked into that, which was kind of surprising
Why
to me.
not someone just cast a spell of binding?
Right, exactly. If you were familiar with 3.5, there's a spell, Amnesis. It's literally easy spell. You just copy a book. That's it. I just need to amnesis my shit. That's what I do. That's where I'm at on that.
What are your favorite causes? Now that could be game related, or it could be even more.
I wouldn't necessarily. I haven't put too much thought on like favorite causes, but ones that are kind of close to me because I have 2 sons that are on the autism scale. Is like Autism Speaks. There's a couple other ones that I've occasionally try to get like charities up on Facebook, things like that. Just try to throw some money at them, but that and I guess Children's Hospital because they actually do a lot of stuff. I'm actually from the Morgantown area, so we've got Ruby down there, one of the bigger children's hospitals in the area. So that's another one. It's a lot, honestly, to do with my kids. It's just
does any of that trickle over or have any impact on the way you design or think of your games?
Only to my kids are kind of young right now, so at this like juncture, they love playing with the dice. They love sitting at the table, being like a big kid playing the game. But as for the full-on like creation, not too much. They're a little young to give full impact on it.
All right. About the organization. Tell me about the organization. We're actually a little bit larger company that we've kind of formed over the years. Is ABR. My particular creative head of Reroll Games. That's my part of ABR, and that's
pretty much just going to be in the game space, whether that's tabletop, video game, but mainly the main focus would be tabletop games. So card games, you name it. If it's done on a tabletop and you don't need power to do it, that's what Reroll kind of wants to focus on.
All right. Who is in your sphere, your group that you are working with? Shout out times.
Shout out time. That's right. There's actually one of the performers here at Hamilton tonight for the festival, Mark Strait. He's actually, I don't know where he's at right now. Actually, no, he's actually performing right now.
The DJ?
Yes, he's out there performing right now. He's been very supportive through the whole project. He's kind of the guy that put the foot to ass to make me do this and not just, hey, these are some cool ideas. How about you write it down and get paid to do it? I'm like, you're right. Maybe I should do that. Him and Randy also, we are like the founding members for ABR. You want to speak up?
Techno Lich?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Gotcha.
Yep. We've also had our producer as of late. He's sitting right here, Jesse Stretch.
Wait, the funny thing is the camera's on us, and he waved. He's so tired.
Into the weekend, we're ready to go home.
Red Bull isn't cutting it.
And for like just to catch up for the close circle for at least this particular festival and hopefully more to come. Hey Mooney, come here real quick. Just say hi. He's actually one of the guys who's been running the table for me. He's a relatively inexperienced DM, but he's handling the content, super energetic, loves the project.
Dan,
How you doing? Mooney?
Yeah.
Dan Mooney. There's
Dan
another
Mooney.
Dan in the project.
Get the face in there since they're all standing up. Just lean in.
There you go.
There you go. That's how you wave to the camera. Did you want to make up for this? Did you want to?
You want to fix it? You want to fix it? Techno Lich? Get in here, Techno Lich.
Producer.
Come on, Techno Lich, get in
Actually
here.
get in front of the camera for a change.
right. He's usually behind the camera. But those are honestly, that's who's making this project a thing. That's my inner circle.
All right. How can we follow you?
We actually have. We do have everything. I know it's a newer thing, but a couple people kind of pointed us in the direction of Linktree. It actually is just a link that takes us to all of our social medias. You just go to that; they're all listed there. But
Linktree. How do you narrow it down?
Linktree. I don't know if he put it on our business cards or not. He may not have, but it's link. What it's link.
Techno Lich.
It's a thread system. And basically, it will take you.
Come on over. We
It's
want
a
the
group effort.
We want the URL. We want the URL.
Basically, it's a link system, and I actually don't know the URL.
URL.
Do you have a search term?
Basically, just
should be
just
Reroll
at
Games
Reroll
Ltd.
Games Ltd. on any of your major formats. You can find us.
They aren't
right.
hiding.
We're not at all
They're-
hiding.
they-
Please come find us. Follow us.
And Jesse, are you busy trying to find it more? Look
the
at
actual-
Jesse. He's doing the thing.
He's doing the things.
All right, that's awesome. So that's how they can find you. Oh, look, we got it. Survey says.
I don't know if you can see that on there. Not very well because of the way the camera is at.
Go ahead and
But that
read it
is
out.
Actually got all of this is the link tree itself.
So
that would
up
be the URL right there.
It's
So
just
linkt.ee /
so
Reroll Games.
it's Linktree with the EE split
After
up
the-
with
after
the
the
period.
period.
So it's like Linktree and then .ee / Reroll Games Ltd.
That's where you can find all of our. We have Discord, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. We've got it all. You can find us, like you said, at Reroll Games Ltd. You'll find us on any of those.
What is the next thing you're doing?
Provided this is successful, and even if it's not, we have people that have requested for a heavily Norse mythology-based adaptation into D&D.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm
That is definitely in the works. That one I'm pretty excited for. I like mythologies, all of them. I've liked Norse, I like Chinese, Japanese, Hindu, any mythologies. I just think they're cool as hell. And we're also after that one, again, long term, but you got to have your plans. we're actually going to be doing a future for Treskin.
I heard you talking about that.
Like mech suits, space travel, actually leaving the planet of Treskin, actually handling what's going on outside in the
saying
galaxy.
the word
Treskin, yes.
and that's spelled. Yes. Kalina has. Are you leaving? Did you got to play Make a Molecule, right? Yes. I wish I got the video of that though. So thanks for coming out. Thanks. I was gonna say thanks, dear, because she's got the thing, but then that sounds like a term of endearment that we have not established that as a relationship status. So, but you would have appreciated the pun, though.
Got him.
I'm great. So thanks for coming by, and thanks for that. Simultaneous.
Whichever works for you.
We're flexible. Yeah. Yes. I will. She's been one of my big testers. So yeah, well, actually show off your phone. See this? This is her in the little antlers and everything. That's right. Anyway, good. See ya.
Nice meeting you.
All right. So I'm giving you. Oh, I've got 2 more questions.
Mm-hmm.
One is a super compressed. I know when I've talked about this before, there's been like a 15-minute one. But what is the game?
All right. The best way to describe the world of Treskin, for those who want to have the spelling on that. There you go. World of Treskin. That the condensed most version of this would be. Normal government has been shattered. It's run by mob families in a modern setting. So if you ever wanted to, join a mob family, do some good or bad.
Go do some good.
Or bad, depending on the family you end up getting into.
That's odd. Go right ahead.
But a general overall government's not present. But bringing all of the high fantasy into a modern setting is the heart and soul of Treskin. It's just been, like I said, labor of love, honestly. But
based on D&D rules.
Yeah, based on 5th edition. That. Exactly, yeah. It's
the big things you are introducing are?
It's a supplemental, as much as we have, is going to be a campaign setting for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. And, I guess one of the catches that I've had for other people is if you ever wanted to fight a dragon with an Apache helicopter, this is where you're going to go to do it.
Now, I'm going to close this out by giving you some time to say whatever it is you want.
Okay. I think most of what I would need to say is pretty much covered. Follow us whenever we get anything going for funding. Funding would be cool, even if you're just follows. Follows help. We actually do a stream of our Treskin every.
Like
follow, share.
The Technolich has spoken.
Right.
Like, follow, share.
The Technolich has spoken. But honestly, it does help us a lot. Even if you don't have anything to give, like financially, follows can lead to that. It's perfectly fine. I'm not too worried about any money right now. We're still a work in progress. So just, if you're interested, check a stream out. Just follow us,
Sundays.
Yeah, Sundays, 7:30 at Reroll Ltd.
All right, well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me about this game in development. And I'm glad that we got to meet in the Hamilton Games Festival 2019. It's not an easy. They don't have one of those at all.
Right? No abbreviation.
Right. I mean, things are mean, man.
Higuf 19.
Higuf 19. So thank you for that. Now I'll ask you: did you want a group goodbye? Even did you want to stick them all?
You guys want to get in here? Say goodbye.
One more time.
Mooney, come say goodbye.
Hey Mooney,
come say goodbye.
We're signing off.
We are signing off. Come say goodbye.
And you'll just have to imagine the 4th one who is out.
He's actually outperforming. Bye, everybody.